Hello everybody and welcome to this stress releasing yoga practice. The focus is going to be on the upper body today. When we are stressed, anxious, or maybe just preoccupied with something, it's an area where many of us hold tension. We might, draw the shoulders up or around the back, and that affects our breathing. Breathing is more shallow. So this practice today is really aimed at helping you just free up the upper body to feel a bit more at ease in that area. Hope you're going to enjoy it. We're going to start in supported fish pose. So you can use a block to support your upper body, or I have chosen a rolled up yoga blanket. A rolled up bath towel would do the same. So what you're going to do is you're going to lie on your back in such a way that your support props up your upper body. So not the lower back, not the shoulder blades, but the middle of your rib cage. And you just release the lower head down. If it's uncomfortable to have the head down, you could maybe put another support underneath your head and just make sure there is space for the elbows so that you can release the arms down and just allow yourself a moment to settle down. Take a few nice deep breaths. With a focus on long, slow, releasing exhalations. So really think about relaxing the arms and the shoulders. And allow the rib cage to expand and collapse as you inhale and exhale. Allow the tummy to soften so that you can also feel a rise and fall in your abdominal area. So just 2-3 more breaths. Nice and easy. And then just carefully lift your head and prop yourself up against your support a bit. Just draw your right knee towards your chest. Draw the nose towards the knee. Maybe ease out your right ankle a little bit. And then do the same on the other side. Draw your left knee in. Ease out your left ankle. And then just sit up briefly to get rid of your support, get it out of the way, and lie on your back again. Take the arms up and over and stretch your legs away to grow tall. Feel long. And then take your legs over to the right, left leg on top, and the arms over to the right as well. Hold either wrist, whatever you prefer. Head is comfortable. And just make sure that your left hip isn't rolling up, that the hips are level. You can just release into a lovely side stretch here. A couple of deep breaths. And then come back to center, lengthen your body, and then go over to the left, right leg on top and hold the other wrist this time. And release into the side stretch. And come back to center. Curl up, draw your nose towards the knees. And then place your feet on the floor in line with the hips. So feet are a bit apart. And slowly start to roll up into bridge pose. You can keep the arms at the side of the body. See if you can have a connection with the floor along the whole length of the arms. Or if it's okay with your shoulder, link your hands and really draw the shoulders away from the ears. Draw the shoulder blades together. And then whichever arm position you have, really push onto the feet. Rise up as high as you can. Couple of deep breaths. Slowly roll down. Cross your left ankle over your right leg, pushing that left knee back. And then draw your right knee towards the body to hold your thigh or your shin. And just check that your right knee is not moving over to the left. Keep a bend in the elbows, so not pulling on the shoulders. Really focusing on stretching out the left hip and glutes. Lower back and tailbone stay on the floor. And then release. Place both feet on the floor again, rise up or roll up into bridge pose one more time. If you had the version with the hands linked, link your hands the other way now, the unusual way. Rise up into bridge pose. Steady breath. Keep your head still. Knees in line with the hips. And slowly, slowly roll down. To cross your right ankle over this time, push the right knee back. And then draw your left knee in. Find your stretch and release into the stretch. And then place both feet on the floor again. Push yourself up into seated or rock up and down a few times. To sit in Dandasana, stick pose, feel free to use the support of your blanket or block again in Dandasana. You want to be able to sit upright, legs straight with the toes pointing up and the heels pushing away. Upper body upright, collarbone lifted, and the arms are at the side of the body. Just gently pushing down so you're not leaning on your hands. Look forwards. And then take your fingertips up and really reach up and grow tall a little bit more. Cross your right hand over and circle the left hand back to come into a twist. Still upright, turn your head. And come back to center. twist to the other side. Come back to center and reach up one more time. And then swing your feet around to come into downward facing dog. So keep a bit of a bend in the knees so that you can focus on the upper body. Just do a few easing out movements. And then make sure your fingers are spread out and you can really push onto the floor to move the hips back and up. Also check that the weight is evenly on both wrists. We often tend to place more weight on the stronger arm. So see if you can balance yourself. And then when you have found that straight back and strength in the upper body, straighten your legs, maybe one leg at a time, and then stay in downward facing dog for 3 deep breaths. Move those sitting bones up. But keep the neck at ease, really important in down dog. Don't tense your neck. One more deep breath. And then take your knees down. Keep your hips above the knees. You can release the feet and take your hands forwards to come into puppy pose. So you lower your upper body and the forehead down. Keep the arms active. So elbows are lifted. You can also keep drawing the navel towards the spine here and just notice that shift in your back as you do so. Now lift up a little bit, maybe draw that left hand back a little bit and come into thread the needle. So you rest on your right shoulder and your right arm. The hips stay above the knees. And then draw your left hand back and push onto the floor just to twist round a bit more. Really wring out that upper body here. Upper part of your spine. And come back to center. Walk the hands forwards again. Come into puppy pose one more time. And now in to thread the needle to the other side. With the right hand forward to start with. And then draw that right hand back and push onto the floor to twist around a bit more. And come back to center. Just take the hands underneath your shoulders for a couple of rounds of cat-cow. Connect the movement with the breath. And then come into downward facing dog one more time. So hands a bit in front of the shoulders and you push up. So we're going to step the right foot forward now. If you like, you can come into a one-legged down dog briefly first. And then step that right foot through in such a way that the shin is vertical. Come into a high lunge first briefly. So push onto your back foot and the front foot, so there is a bit of lift in the hips here, and you lengthen from your back foot all the way to the crown of your head, and then take that left knee down, release the foot if you like, and rise up. So this time you want to lift out of the hips here so that you can tuck the hips under, navel towards the spine, and the upper body is upright. As you inhale, take the elbows back. And as you exhale, round your back, take the lower arms together, chin towards the chest. Couple more times. Inhale and exhale. Now straighten out and reach up with your hands. Hold your left wrist and exhale into a side bend to the right. Come back to center, lengthen, and then the same on the other side. Exhale to the left. And maybe release that right hand to come into a slightly stronger side bend. And then release and step back. Take your left hand down, and come into a twist. So taking the right hand up, or rather the right shoulder around, and then reach up and take check of that right knee, that it doesn't wander outwards. And then come back to center. Lift your left knee up and step back into downward facing dog. So we'll do the same procedure on the other side. Now, if you like, come into one leg down dog with a left leg up. And then step through. Come into the high lunge first. Lengthen from the heel to the crown of your head. Now take the right knee down. Release the foot and rise up. Lift out of the hips. So upper body nice and upright. Inhale. Draw the elbows back. Exhale, round into a cat stretch. 2 more times. Now straighten and reach up. Hold your right wrist, exhale to the left. Come back to center, exhale to the right. Maybe release your hand. Come back to center. Take the right hand down and come into your twist. Remember, focus on getting the shoulder round. Nice, steady breath. And take the left hand down. Step back now into downward facing dog again. And lower down to the floor, maybe a brief up dog. And then lower the legs and the hips down and come into Sphinx. So prop yourself up on your elbows, elbows underneath the shoulders. You lift your collarbone, look forwards or up, tops of the feet, gently pushing down. Take your left hand out to the side, straighten your arm, come into a twist, look towards your toes. And then the same on the other side. And then lower down. And stretch forwards with your arms. So lift the head a little bit and then lift your left leg and the right arm. And come back down again and then the other side. Keep alternating. And really push the hips down as you do so. Keep length in the body. So the focus is on lifting and lengthening. We'll do 2 more on each side. And then when you finish, close your legs this time, take the fingertips back and prepare to lift up into Locust Pose. So lift your legs, the body and the arms, and lower down again. And we'll do that 5 times. Again, focus on lift and lengthen. Hold your last locust for a couple of deep breaths. Take the hands up. And then lower down. Push onto the hands. And fold into Child's Pose, knees together. So just drape yourself over your thighs. Relax the shoulders. Allow your breath to settle down. And then carefully sit up. As always, I recommend that you have 5 minutes at least of relaxation time after this practice, although it was a short practice. Always good to have a bit of relaxation time. And I'll see you again next time. Take care.